What's good, folks? We back. This time, instead of an Isekai tier list, we're going to be talking about if they overhyped or they correctly hyped, and some might be underrated. Now, first thing I want to talk about, let's talk about the stuff that's correctly hyped. Now, I know everybody probably heard this Isekai. It's one of the top Isekais there is, Re:Zero. Now listen, Subaru Natsuki, his journey, and listen, the thing that make this so impactful is that the characters, they good. They got great characters, and just the journey they go through, and just seeing this man Subaru basically have the power to respawn. Now, when you first think about respawning, you're like, okay, it's a fun power. You could die whenever you want and come back. But honestly, seeing what this man go through and the brutal deaths that this man go through, it's like, golly. Like, at first I was like, you know what? I wouldn't mind having that power. After you watch it though, you like, yeah, I'm cool off that. But I will say it is an interesting story, and the hype is well deserved. I don't remember how I heard of Re:Zero, but I did, and it definitely lived up to the hype. Another thing that I wanted to point out with Re:Zero is the side characters. You know, the side characters, they actually really well thought out, and you kind of get a gist of them early on. And I gotta say, the way everything running this story, it's a top tier story. I only watched so many isekais, but so far, I think this is the best story by far. Because listen, it's brutal, emotional, it's written very well, and I think the hype is exactly where it should be. Now, another one that I think is correctly hyped, Jobless Reincarnations. Jobless Reincarnation, everybody love it, as they should. If you ain't watched Jobless Reincarnation, then yeah, you gotta watch that. Now, I don't know how hyped Jobless Reincarnation is, to be fair. One of my friends told me about it, and I gotta say, I was hooked off the first episode. Like, great show. And I think this, hey, if Re:Zero had the best story out of all isekais I watch, then Jobless Reincarnation has the best characters of every isekai I watch. Because, you know, Sylphia, Rudy, like, just seeing everything that they go through, it makes it very impactful. And just seeing this man past life is really interesting. And the thing that I'm looking forward most to with this is there's a whole lot of mystery that still ain't been solved yet. Now, if you've seen my tier list video, I did spend a lot of time just going back and forth between which one better, between Jobless Reincarnation and Re:Zero. But honestly, you could just watch both of them. You're going to be locked in on either one of them. And listen, I'll probably never know which one better than the other, because both of them, fantastic. Perfect. Like, I can't think of anything wrong with Jobless Reincarnation or Re:Zero. One that I think a little bit overhyped, Konosuba. It's not bad. It's just like, I don't know. I just feel like there's a couple things that you could watch better than it. And one of the things that I think is a bit better than Konosuba that nobody talk about, I'm gonna touch on that a little bit later. I will say there is a lot of good comedy in Konosuba. So the only problem I kind of got with Konosuba is the story itself. Listen, I understand it's funny, it's fun to watch, but for me, I feel like if you gonna hype it up like that, it gotta have a really compelling story to make me wanna, just grab onto it. And just like, the story isn't good enough for me. I'm not saying it's bad, I just think it's not on the level of hype that I keep hearing about. But I'm really curious to see how y'all feel about this. Do y'all think the Konosuba story is on that like top tier level to where all this hype is worth it? Because me personally, I think it's a fun watch. Nothing more, nothing less. Still a good show. It's still a good show, I'm not gonna lie. But the story is just not doing it for me. Now, I understand if you don't care about storytelling as much, but I think it's just a little bit overhyped. It's not bad at all. It's good if you want a nice little quick laugh and not really pay attention to the story too much. So I think, yes, it's fun, but it's not peak. Now, let me talk about the underrated animes. Listen, I got cheat skills in another world and became unrivaled in the real world too. I know, That's a lot to process. That title, it'll probably make you think that it's garbage. Like, it's probably make you think that it's absolute trash. But honestly, it's way better than that. The main character, he starts off as a big dude. It honestly, it kind of, the beginning of it kind of reminded me of Jobless Reincarnation with a bit of a twist. Cause you know, both of them start off big dude, getting picked on, getting bullied, and eventually they both find another world. Now, I got cheat skills. It's a bit different because instead of him actually dying, he just finds a portal to another world. And this portal, it does exactly what the title says. Honestly, I think I got cheat skills in another world. It got a really good story to it. But I will say this, it's definitely not perfect. Just because I feel like the ending is kind of rushed. Because it's okay. Like, the ending is okay. I feel like it could have been a bit better. But it definitely didn't take anything away from the story. So I gotta say, I got cheat skills in another world, and I'm not saying that again, bro. Hey, you could read on the screen. Yeah, that's the title name. I gotta say, great show. Maybe not as good as some of the other shows I talked about, but still, it's a great underrated show. Now, another one I want to talk about, Headhunted in Another World. For I can't remember it, bro. Everything off the dome here, but I'll put it up on screen. Yeah, that word. Salesman Big 4. I gotta say, I really like the aspect of this man, he hustling. He really had to get it out the mud. And I just feel like I never heard about it before. Probably because it got a long name. I can't lie. That might be the reason. But honestly, it's actually a really good story. I always like covering stuff like business just because, you know, I'm a business guy in a sense. I will say, you could definitely learn the basics in business while watching this. And I just feel like that's something that most isekais really don't care about. And it's also entertaining at the same time. It teaches you a little bit about business while being entertaining at the same time. So I had to say it's a bit underrated. Because, listen, I don't see anybody talking about it, but I think it's good enough to be talked about. So listen, to not start a riot, I will say I think Konosuba is a little bit better than Headhunted. Great characters, kind of ends a little early, but I can't complain about it like that. I can't find too much to complain about this. Other than the title, good characters, good world building. So yeah, Headhunted in Another World, great show. So that's a little bit of the breakdown I want to give. Listen, the correctly hyped category, we got Re:Zero, Jobless Reincarnation. The overrated category, slightly overrated, we got Konosuba. And the stuff that I think is actually very underrated, we got Cheat Skills in Another World and Headhunted. So let me know if you watched any of these underrated animes or these correctly hyped animes. If you think my take with Konosuba is terrible, hey, feel free to let me know. I'm always reading it and I want to hear what everybody else got to say. So if you like the video, like, subscribe, hit the bell if you want to, and listen, if you know any more isekais that I might need to try and watch out that might be even better than some of the stuff on this list, let me know down in the comments. I'll definitely give it a watch, and who knows, I might even break it down. But for now, we out.